Classic Hits, 106.9 KFRC with Dave and Celeste at 7:42. I know someone that loves Classic Hits and loves Aloha Friday. In fact, he's all dressed for Aloha Friday.
You so scream Maui. You scream Maui.
I wasn't Richard Lewis, and I was a pleasure to...
There's the theme. It is Richard
Larry
Lewis.
David's in my head. Ooh, Larry David's in my brain. Oh, that was Dylan. I was going to do Hendrix, but I don't know how Jimmy talks. I never met him. But anyway, so how are you guys? Good morning. It's great to be here.
Wonderful.
It's great to be here.
Pleasure to have you
being
here.
raped financially.
Now we did
by a club.
We did speak. Cops. We spoke on the phone.
Tomorrow.
What was that?
We spoke on the phone, I don't know, months ago to you.
We did?
Months and months, yes.
You know,
But it was
I haven't
memorable
had a drink
for you.
in almost 14 years or those kind of drugs, but it's my head. I've just turned 60 and I feel like I have a
birthday.
short-term memory. Is that YouTube or what are you doing?
It will be on YouTube.
It will be.
You know, seriously?
Well, I
Well,
mean, what do you mean?
I mean,
Anything?
you shoot the whole show on video?
A lot of it, and anything that ends up in
Fabulous.
one of those machines ends up on YouTube.
It's fine.
And we don't have any control of it.
fine.
It's just what it is.
Look, so
You can
just
see
don't
it
edit
all.
my words because I'll come after you in a nice way with lawyers.
Later on, you go to KFRC.com. You
Yeah.
see, there's that, and you'll see the video. You see
you
it,
know what?
you'll
I'm
relive the whole
fearless.
experience.
I'm fearless.
If you want to see
at
yourself
this point in my
again,
life, I'm alive. I'm sober. I'm
Like he
working
wants-
in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I'm not in Tulsa running away from a Klansman walk.
It's wonderful to
Well,
have
I'm
you
not
here.
saying Tulsa has many.
No,
Klansmen. I don't
nothing
know.
like that,
It was
but-
raining Klansmen once. What happened? I just heard a.
I don't know. You pointed at me. Was there something?
Celeste
Yes.
has star sightings, and I didn't tell her this earlier, but I
Yeah.
did have a star sighting.
who?
A couple of years back.
Oh,
I was
okay.
at Greenblatt's
years back.
Yeah, I know.
Greenblatt's Deli on Sunset,
Yeah.
and there was
Hey.
Richard Lewis. But I figured you were there. You were
Come
having
over,
a nice
say
meal.
hello. I would have bought you a whole meal.
You were there. You were
It's the
having
kind of
a
guy
little,
I am.
You were having some matzo ball soup. You were enjoying yourself. I said, he's there. He doesn't need to be bothered by anybody.
No.
I knew we would meet. I knew we would have this connection years later in San Francisco.
You need to come over and say. I mean, I hadn't done your show prior.
No,
He wasn't
not
on
at
the
that point.
radio
No, I
then.
was-
We're just a
you were a
relatively
puppeteer?
new
No.
radio show.
really?
Yeah, just like since last summer.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. I mean, I've been on. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
That's unbelievable to start a
Yeah.
radio show.
It is.
In
It's
this town.
fun. It's fun. It was
I
certainly
was
at the station.
retired for a while, just raising my children, and Dave was off doing whatever he did in the record business. And then we are
Yeah.
back here doing this.
Little music thing.
You know?
It's like my wife was in the record business her whole life.
Is that right?
Yeah, and now she works with this urbanfarming.org. I said, look, don't get out of that. I'm in a ruthless business.
Right.
Why should two of us? The marriage will fall apart. Got married 3
Can
years
I
ago.
ask you what label? Who
Congratulations.
She was
she worked for?
a publisher.
Oh, a publisher.
So she
Okay.
worked for for the publishers for years and years. So, but urbanfarming.org, they grow. I'm on the board. We grow food in inner cities, and they beautify the inner city, and then people can go and pick their dinners and lunches. It's a really cool. It's a great charity.
That's a wonderful thing to do.
Over in the East Bay, what's her name? Alice Waters with Shea Panisse. She does a lot of urban farming.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for the schools there
Right.
and stuff. Very, very cool stuff.
great
It's
thing.
all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
it's all
it is.
good.
It is very
you
nice.
know. But I said, listen, I deal with enough jerks in my day to day, and even though it's all I care about is getting on stage and making people laugh. Really, I'm in the business. But before I get on stage and after having to deal with all the jerks, I said, listen, get out. And the record business is insane,
Tough,
man.
very tough.
The worst.
So I said, get
Tough
out,
business.
feed the hungry, and let me,
It's a great thing to do.
Yeah, why not? That's why we're Mr. and Mrs. Gandhi. Let's face it. No kids, couple of puppets.
Are you here
One's in
together
rehab,
for the
one's in
weekend? Are
prison.
you,
Huh?
Is it
are you
your-
solo this weekend, or is she? Is
Oh
wife
yeah, no,
joining you?
she was she's visiting family, and
Very nice.
I can't anymore. But first of all, most of them are dead. I don't mean that. It
Yeah.
sounded harsh, but my grandmother would be 150 now. If they all came
But-
back, I'd freak out. Let's put it that way.
We had Cameron Manheim, Ghost Whisperer.
That's
He was
right.
on.
Very
Was
skeptical
that
of that.
movie
Yeah,
about relatives
it's all
going-
about bringing people back.
I
Kind
don't
of a
wanna
Ouija
go-
board,
she's-
kind of a
is there
deal.
a series that Cameron's on?
See, she
I played
doesn't-
poker with the last.
That's what she was talking
She
about. The
loves
whole
the
poker.
poker.
Yeah, she's a major poker. Is she good?
Really good.
Her father was like a mathematician. He was, she's got the whole algorithms and count. I don't know if she's counting cards, but she really is into it.
No, and
Yeah,
I'll tell you
she's very
something.
smart about it.
I mean, there's a sort of like a celebrity. I hate that name, but I mean, a poker game in Hollywood, and it's really sort of a historic game, and you never know who's going to show up, and it's really fun. And she plays there a lot. And about 2-3 months ago, I played, and I don't like it when she shows up because she's really like, it's like Maverick,
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh God, now I got to really work hard because usually a hen could win at these games, Because it's like $1, $2, and these, people that are worth $8 billion and just throwing money. If you know anything about poker, you got to win.
Right.
But now I'm next to Cameron,
Yeah.
maverick.
Boy.
Yeah,
She was just raking in the chips.
Well, she said she was. She was, very, very clear about how it was the game she loved. That's what she does in her
And
spare
she said
times
it's
besides work.
The hot thing. We're talking with Richard Lewis, 106.9 at KFRC with the classic hits. I know you're a fan, but
I've been coming to this town ever since I started. I mean, I'm really good friends now with two of the most legendary comedians, Jonathan Winters and Phyllis Diller. Jonathan's and they
Is that
become
right?
Yeah, they've really become like a mother and father to me. And it's like, my mother and I really didn't get along, but my father died way young, so he never saw me perform. So to have these two iconic people really care and treat you like a son is too trippy.
That's very special.
And Phyllis Diller worked as a copywriter at the old KSFO radio
right here
in San Francisco.
And began her
that's how she started at KSFO.
Exactly
She began about a block, 2 blocks away from this studio, Purple Onion.
Yeah,
right around the
that's
corner.
why I was thinking about that, because this town doesn't get enough recognition now, how important it was. I mean, I'm a sort of a student of comedy. I mean, I really, the masters from the back times. And you had to go through Chicago and San Francisco. And Chicago sort of steals its thunder a little bit because I think the press is far more...
Well, Second City. Everybody always talks about Second City. They've got that sort of,
Yeah, but also the history. I mean, I think the press is seemingly... even in the 80s, it was far more supportive, I thought, of comedy.
I thought so too. There was a guy who did radio here in San Francisco. Remember Alex Bennett?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
And Alex was the guy who you would go there to listen to the comics, and then I went to comedy clubs all the time.
That's right.
I would go alone and just sit there, and there was a great club in the Hay, and see.
That's right.
I remember seeing Ellen, when she was just starting out. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight.
He was actually very flattering, but
I've got to ask you one question
Anything
too.
You want.
What is it?
That term, quite frankly. You use quite frankly. Frankly, used.
Quite frankly, I've used it too much. Like,
How is that? How did that?
Is it the term from hell? There you go.
It's actually in the I think some book of quotations, Columbia.
Is that true?
Yes, I popularized that back in the 70s. Anything from hell, feeling like a victim.
Yeah,
Date from hell,
the
car
whole from hell.
Okay.
In fact, I wanted him to say this was the radio show from hell, just so we would have him saying that.
This is the radio show from hell.
Thank you. You've made my day.
He just said it.
Thank you.
Although it really isn't for me.
I know, but you understand why it has significance.
I don't feel victimized by this show. I like this show. I
Right.
wanted you to last for a long time.
You do not want to miss a chance.
And then I'll get Karen Manheim, to come and have me come back when I'm gone and be a guest. First ghost guest. Promise me I'll be the first ghost guest.
We'll whip out our Ouija board and conjure you up.
Celeste can do that. I think she's working on it now.
Sounds like a porno movie in India.
1-888
Whip out your Ouija board. We'll be right back.
456 KFRC is our number. We've got the tickets. We'll hook it up, and you'll be seeing Richard Lewis tonight at Cobb's.
Really?
Don't miss
I'll
it.
be ready.
Yes.
I'll be ready for you.
First show is 8 o'clock, right?
I don't care.
And then you come back
8,
for
10,
another.
15, I think.
Okay.
I'll be back.
People will be there on time.